Yeah, so these are the products I'm going to be using today. I'm using the Finding Paradise Dovecraft pack. Then we're also going to be using this beautiful pack. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do this card, which you would have already seen on one of my craft tools. And I think it was the Coco Rosa one I did this on. But I'm going to be making this card. I'm going to do it in a 6x6 and a 5x7. And I thought I'd do it. It's super, super easy, but I liked it because it folds completely flat. Obviously, I've got a pad here, but it's nice and flat. So posting is not a problem. So whatever, you know, it really isn't a problem. So I thought, let me do it because I really do need to make a few more like flat cards, but I like things that actually have a bit of dimension to them. So I am going to, so I'm going to make this one. So it's super easy. Anybody can do this, and it's nice and quick to do. And if you have little offcutty bits, like little strips where you've cut stuff off, perfect way of using it up, especially for things like that. Yeah, and I've got a couple of different ways of decorating it. You've got space on the back to write. If you wanted to, you can make both of those white, plain. So if you've got lots of people to write or you've got a big message. But yeah, so that's what I thought we'd do. So it's nice and easy. So you want a piece of 6x6, nice and easy. And you're going to score it at 2.5 and at 3.5. And that is all of your scoring done. If you want to change the measurements, you can. So if you want to make this a little bit smaller, make the middle bigger, you can do that if you want to, as long as it's equal either side and you've got, you know, decent. I wouldn't go much less than an inch in the middle. You could, but I think then decorating it might become a bit of a problem. So yeah, so that's that. And then we're just going to mountain fold both of these. The beautiful dies that I'm using, these are from In Love Art Shop. Beautiful, beautiful. Don't forget to use my code Iced Images, all in one word. If you go over to In Love Art Shop, that will get you 20% off. But I thought I'd use this because of the flowers, and also we're coming up to Valentine's Day. So I thought I'd combo the two. And what I've actually done, because this die cuts all these pieces out, but it doesn't cut the heart. But what I did was I put the die on, put it through the die cut machine, and then when it was still on the card, so I hadn't taken it off, it's die cutted, but I haven't taken it off. I've then taken a pair of scissors and just cut round the edge with scissors. And then because I'd stuck my A5 adhesive sheets on the back, I've then stuck that whole thing onto some pink glitter card and then taken the die off and then freehand cut like with the border. So it's not the best, you know, it's not the perfect border, but it's good enough. I think it's good enough. So yeah, so I've done the same with that one as well. So I've done two of them, and then the idea will be one will go there and one will go there. And they are quite large, but I reckon we can make it work. So for decoration, we are going to need 4 pieces of matte card that are 2.25 by 5.75. So there's your 4 pieces of matte. And then onto that, you need 3 pieces of pattern that are 2 inches by 5.5. And then 1 piece of white that's 2 inches by 5.5. And then you also need a matte piece that's 3.25 by 5.75. And if you want to put a pattern on it, it would end up being either a 1/2 by 5.5. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick this gorgeous paper onto this gorgeous glitter card. So now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stick 2 of these on the front. And then this one's going to go in the middle. So there we go. And I'm going to turn it over and just stick these down. So I'm going to have the pattern on the left and the white on the right. If you want to put another piece of matte card in the middle, you can. I don't want to make one too thick because that's already quite heavy. Because this base card is about a 300, and then that glitter card's about 300, and then your pattern paper, I think it was like about a 160, 180, something like that. So yeah. So then if you want to, you could just put one in the middle there like that, which is quite nice, quite like that. Or you can go ahead and put them on the sides like this. Now the only thing is with putting it on the sides is you need to make sure that they don't clash in the middle. So when it goes flat, they're not going to clash with each other. So I am pushing it a little bit with this heart, and I might end up, I could do that like that, I suppose. I was about to say I might end up changing my mind, just do one in the middle, but I did want to do 2. so that you can have it like this. So it's you've got the two on the side. And then what I thought was I could have a little greeting at the top or the bottom, probably at the top there, I reckon. That's what I did with the Christmas one. They look quite nice. So there we go. So if you have a smaller, if you go a bit smaller, you could use ovals as well. You could use whatever. You could put your greeting across the middle, as long as it doesn't clash with the two shapes, whatever your shapes are. So next we've got the 5x7 version. And again, if you want to change these measurements, you can. So on this 5x7, we're going to score at 2 inches and at 3 inches. So this time I'm leaving 2 inches either side instead of 2.5 inches. Right, and then we are going to burnish. So with this one, you need 4 pieces of mat that are 1 3/4 by 6 3/4. And onto that, you're going to stick 3 or 2, depending on if you want 2 bits of card. You might want 2 bits of white card for this, because that's not very big to write your message on. You could actually, if you wanted to, have on the front a little top folding card, and that's where you write your message instead of doing it on the back. Or you can, I don't know, completely, you know, white out the back of it, so then you've got more space to write. It really is up to you. So work out how many bits of pattern paper you want, but your pattern paper is 1.5 by 6.5, and they're going to go there. And then you just need another piece of mat that is 3/4 by 6 3/4. Same rules apply. If you want to go for 1/2 by 6.5, you can, or go for 5/8 by 6.5. That's the other option, or whatever you want to do, really. So let me go ahead and stick these onto here. So that's, yeah, so it's quite narrow. It looks like a slim line. It's actually a 5x7, but obviously when it stands up, it's quite sort of slim line looking. Okay, so let's bring these back in again. So I've got this, and then what I did was I cut this out again so I can stick that over the top. And then this is the little flower that came with it. Right, and then that's going to go on there like that. I'm going to put it slightly higher than it needs to be. That looks good. And I'm going to stick this with, I think I'm going to stick this with a silicone glue and just have to not bump it too much. So I need a little bit there. All the way down. Oh dear. All the way down to like here. And then ziggy-zaggy all the way up. So there you go, that is my make for today, and then that's my original one.